Hello and welcome to the Downton Dish, the chat show that dishes about all things Downton Abbey. I'm Marlise.
And I'm Elyse.
And today we're going to talk about all the juicy things that happened in episode 2 and episode 3.
We're also going to read some of your tweets, some of your questions, try to answer a few of those. And also today we have our very first Downton Dish giveaway.
Yes, we do. And we're also going to chat to Mr. Downton Abbey himself, Julian Fellowes, who we ran into at the BAFTA tea party in Los Angeles. And
we came away with a little memento.
Yes, he did. I can't wait to show it to you. Also, he was really intrigued to hear about the Downton Dish. So let's get started. Let's talk about last night's episode.
Oh, well.
Where do we start?
The wireless comes to Downton Abbey.
Comes to Downton Abbey. Let's talk about that. I love that Lady Rose is like a typical teenager just wanting the latest gadget. Like, you know, today's teenager wanting the latest iPad or iPhone. And she just keeps hounding Lord Grantham. So he finally gets it. The wireless comes.
Because of the king. Because the king was speaking on it.
They formed around the living room, and then the Dowager Countess gets up as if she's in the presence of the king. And to stand, to show him respect and allegiance, and they stand as they're listening to the king's speech. Downton Abbey is catching up with the times. Yeah. Nothing shows us more of that sort of progressive times than Miss Bunting.
Shut up, Miss Bunting.
I do not like Miss Bunting and her dangerous ideas.
Why do you keep coming to someone's home when you're going to be rude to them and so rude?
Him.
And giving, kind of undermining the confidence of Tom, saying,
yes,
like he's under some evil Svengali influence with them. That's not fair.
And yeah, you just do it. You feel so uncomfortable for Tom because he doesn't know which side of the fence to be on at dinner in front of Lord Grantham, the family who's taken him in after his wife died, and he's really become a part of the family. And now Miss Bunting wants to remind him of his rebellious roots and take him away. Who should we talk about next?
Barrow and Baxter.
Barrow and Baxter. So a little bit more of Baxter's story coming out because Lady Cora has pressed her, wants to know the whole background story, and we find out that she, in fact,
she was a thief.
She was a thief, stole the jewels of her previous...
When she talked about the jewels, too, they sounded fabulous. Lady Grantham, although she's had notoriously bad taste in ladies' maids, I think she really clicked with Baxter, and she really enjoys the kindness she receives at Baxter's hands and knows that this is out of character for her. So this brings us to can people change, which is something that Barrow is going to be grappling with. Can people change? Do they change?
Exactly. I really do. I love the scene because we just, Barrow doesn't know which side of the fence that he wants to be on. Does he want to be the good guy or the bad guy?
Yeah. And so he's missing Jimmy, too.
Yes, we've said goodbye to the bonny-faced Jimmy. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jimmy.
Yeah, bye-bye. But you were caught in bed with Lady...
Anne Struther.
Anne Struther. Played by Anna Chancellor, who we love, Duckface, and, Miss Bingley. But yeah, so Barrow, does he want to change? We see in episode 3 that he makes a telephone call for something.
There's something going on.
There's something going on there, and we don't know what it is. And he has this conversation with Anna that I thought was really interesting.
That was. So Baxter and Molesley, too, they're sorting things out, and the truth is coming out.
And Molesley dyeing his hair in episode 1 to impress her was so adorable. And now he just refuses to believe the worst of her, doesn't he?
Which is sweet.
It is very sweet.
But it's interesting, too, the way she, takes no prisoners. She just says, I did it.
She's being very frank about it, and she's accepting full blame.
Yeah, which is admirable.
It is.
She's a cool character.
Poor Baxter, but she's learned her lesson now, and Lady Cora decides not to sack her. Isn't that sweet? I guess she just doesn't want to go finding another lady's maid. They're so hard to find these days.
No, and it's hard to find a nice one.
But exactly, one that you can trust.
We have that trouble all the time.
Put soap under your tub when you're pregnant so that you can slip on it and fall. Remember?
Meow.
So let's talk about Edith.
Poor Edith.
Because that's her name. She's getting closer to little Marigold, who she adores and wants to see every day. Yeah. She wants to become her godmother.
And Margie is having none of it.
Margie is suspecting something. She's actually suspecting that Lady Edith
has a crush on Mr. Drew.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, you know,
it's not the
that's
case.
happened before with Lady Edith. She was kind of getting it on with the farmer once before.
Exactly.
So, you know, not completely ludicrous assumption there.
So what would happen if the truth got out about Edith? What would happen if it became known? And what would happen to the family or to her? We know
it would be scandal. It would be scandal, and she would be ruined as
she would be ostracized. But is she really getting that many invitations anyway? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Let's talk about Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes and this sort of little brewing romance going on. I loved when he told her, I don't like it when we're at odds, like when we're not seeing eye to eye on things.
And he's happier when they agree. And she said something about, well, in a relationship, and like, oh, she said relationship.
But then when she tells him, she says, oh, Mr. Carson, she says, you make me want to look in the looking glass and make sure that my hair is tidy. Aww. And he says, oh, get on with you.
Oh, that's so cute. It's adorable.
I think it's adorable.
And we love these characters. We want them to be happy. And if it's together or apart, we just want them to be happy.
So, Lady Rose is befriended some Russian refugees who she invites to Downton for tea, and Lord Grantham gets out some artifacts and
some mementos,
mementos
from his father and his mother's trip
visited Russia in the 1800s.
Yes.
And so they had all these artifacts out, and they come and they're looking at them, and
there's a beautiful fan
Violet
on the
sees
table.
the fan, and she starts reminiscing about how the fan was given to her at a ball.
She was so hot, it was cold and snowing and icicles outside, and she was hot.
Warm
and she had to tuck it in her reticule so her husband wouldn't see.
Yes, to hide. And then all the guests parted, and
there he was.
Prince Koryagin of Russia. Handsome Russian prince.
With his long hair.
Yes. He looks like the man on that.
The most interesting man in the world.
He looks exactly like that.
Speaking of romance, Simon Bricker comes to Downton Abbey. Richard
E. Grant, who we love.
Oh, but he is a snake in the grass.
I don't
Flirts
know.
with the dog.
He's romancing Lady Cora.
Oh, he's ogling her.
But I love how clueless Lord Grantham is that he gets in bed and says, and tell that man to stop flirting with Isis.
Yeah, a man who flirts with another man's dog and everything. And she's like, hey.
And she's like, yes, I'll tell him to stop flirting with the dog. Whatever. Lord Grantham, in the last few episodes, has been making her feel, you know, sort of unwanted and irrelevant.
And her opinions don't matter. And suddenly she's being asked, she's being listened to.
Exactly. So she ends up going to London to the National Gallery.
Yes, and it is very innocent, truly. I mean,
it's absolutely innocent.
But she
likes the attention.
Yeah, she has a little champagne. She's giggling. She's telling a little more of her story too, which is really interesting. It reminds me of Edith Wharton's The Buccaneers.
It's exactly that story. It's the Gilded Age story of the American heiresses that were married off to British nobility. I love when Cora tells Bricker, as they're walking around darkened streets of London, that, you know, she feels a little giddy, and this is something that her daughter would be doing, not her.
And her daughter does.
Yes. She takes Lord Tony Gillingham for a little test drive to Liverpool.
Liverpool
in the 20s. Was that the hot spot to go, or was
apparently it was when they were there?
Or was that maybe it wasn't a hot spot. It must be at the place where you can go hide away.
Well, it's a bigger city.
Exactly. So she's preparing for this trip by sending poor Anna to the chemist to get some necessities.
My stomach was in a knot during that scene when she's ordering that.
What does she say to her? She doesn't want any repercussions.
No repercussions.
No repercussions from her weekend with Tony.
Anyway, so she takes Tony. They're in this hotel.
Yes, and they are in adjoining rooms.
Very convenient.
Very convenient.
Very convenient.
And I love when he tells her that they're going to go out to this posh dinner, and then he's going to bring her back, and they're going to make love until either of us have any stamina left.
I don't think he knows Lady Mary very well. She's killed men in her bed. But she didn't have that glow afterwards.
She didn't have that glow. But coming out of the hotel,
Sprat,
the snotty butler, saw them coming out of the hotel
and runs right to the Dowager to tell her.
Exactly, tattling.
And Dowager does not miss a beat.
He does not
Says,
miss
well,
a beat.
of course she was there. I know she was there. She's there for a conference.
She covers it. But
beautifully.
Then, when she sees her granddaughter,
oh,
what is going on? And she tells her that a young lady did not behave this way.
They were not physically attracted to someone until they were instructed to be so by their mama. And it was sweet the way Mary would look at her, and you could see she was like, ah.
Exactly, exactly.
No.
So who knows what will happen with Lord Gillingham, but when they get back to Downton, it seems to me like Lady Mary is having second thoughts.
I mean, she does have very high status in society, so she can break a few more rules than other ladies, perhaps, but
what does that say about Tony Gillingham, that she went to bed with him and now she doesn't want to marry him?
Well, I think it tells you all you need to know.
Okay, so tweets and comments and questions from the fans.
Almost Crazy Mommy loves the tea set. Is it loose leaf tea? She's been in bed with flu since Monday and tea helps. Very cute show.
Yes,
great job.
And she watched our show while in bed with the flu. Is it loose leaf? No. The tea that you're going to win today, one of our fans, is actually little packets.
They're little round tea bags, but there's no staple and no cord.
And today we're drinking Downton Estate Blend,
which is really good.
It's delicious.
Speaking of drinks, Marcia from Georgia, I deserve the tea because she thought the canisters were beer cans, and I drink too much Cherry Coke Zero. This is better. Question, is the tea set hand washable or can it go in the dishwasher?
The tea set is actually microwavable. You could put it in the microwave and you could put it in the dishwasher. But being the owner of many tea sets myself, I would recommend that you hand wash it.
You don't know what happens in there.
The beautiful, you don't know. So, Marcia, thank you so much for your comment. Who else do we have? Catherine Lane said, Downton dish is ruling. Thank you, Catherine from Louisiana.
Thank you.
We have Pamela Arlene Events, P. Costa 40, said she's never watched Downton Abbey before, but now that she's watched the Downton dish, she's going to start watching it.
Yay!
Yay! Got a new fan over. Who else?
We've got a convert. We had a French lady. Yes, Delphine Cohn. Wrote some very, very nice things to us. She's never seen the products before, so, you know, maybe she'd like the tea. If they don't have it in France, I don't know why not.
I know, and Delphine is a big follower of the Anglophile channel. She's a wonderful
merci,
fan.
Delphine.
And she speaks French, Delphine, so she can say hello.
I'm also a Francophile.
Dolores at Crazy3D says she loves the show, ladies.
Yay.
She's so obsessed with trying all sorts of different teas. She hopes that she wins some teas. All these names, by the way, are going to go into our teapot, and we're going to draw some names shortly.
Okay, from YouTube, Mostly Lisky said, love this Downton Dish Chats show. Please keep doing them. Please keep wearing the 1920s outfits for your upcoming commentaries. Well, we're trying.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Like our costumes.
Yes, it's fun.
Any reason, any excuse to get in fancy dress. That's us.
Yeah.
Shall we give some teas away?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. This is this week's giveaway. It's a set of 3 Downton Abbey teas. We've tried them. They're all delicious. Yes. Everyone's name has gone into the teapot. Everyone that tweeted us. Here we go. All your names. Anybody that asked a question, made a comment, said you love the show. In went your name. Elyse is going to draw.
I'm looking away. We've got one. We've got one.
Who is it?
Tiffany of Santa Barbara.
Yay!
Yay! Enjoyed the show. I love drinking tea and would like to try the Downton tea. Well, you're going to.
Yay! Congratulations, Tiffany from Santa Barbara. Thank you so much for watching. These teas will be on their way to you, and please make sure that you let us know what you think of the teas. Yay! Okay. There'll be more giveaways coming up later, but first we have to talk about who we ran into at the BAFTA LA Awards Season Tea.
It was fun. We saw Julian Fellowes.
Mr. Downton Abbey himself.
He was walking by. We were all set up in a corner and we thought he might miss us, so I started to jump around like an idiot. But he stopped.
That's not why he stopped. He stopped because she was absolutely decked out in her Downton Abbey finery. And you look beautiful.
Well, thank you. But I was going up and down like a jumping bean and waving. We didn't want to miss him. And we got to speak to him.
Yes, and we were so excited that he stopped and spoke to us. So we have now started a show called The Downton Dish.
Oh, I haven't seen that. What is that?
It hasn't aired yet.
Oh,
it's brand new, and we're going to talk about everything Downton. We've got Downton cookies, Downton tea. We've got everything.
Oh, this is adorable. Downton. What is that? Downton tea?
This is yes, don't you know?
Oh my God.
We've got all the paraphernalia. So
I adore it.
Tell me, season 5.
I know we have Downton wine in America. Don't miss the Downton wine.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, season 5, and it's doing amazingly well, as amazing as the first season. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I don't really understand my own work process. All I do is get locked in a room with a computer, and I have to come out with 11.5 hours of television.
And you do it so brilliantly.
Very well. Are you writing any other novels now, or?
I may be writing a novel later this year, yes. I'm sort of thinking about that. But and I've also, I'm working on a musical with Andrew Lloyd Webber at the moment of School of Rock, which is a departure for me.
You're writing
the musical of School of Rock. I'm writing the book. He's doing the music. Yeah.
It's a departure.
It is a new route.
But what happened to the Gilded Age?
That comes after Downton. I always said I couldn't write 2 series at once. I could write individual things, but not 2 series at once. I'd be found dead.
Congratulations, we're going to see season 6 of Downton.
Oh yeah, season 6 is coming, yay.
I do have a question.
Right,
I did see the miniseries The Aristocrats.
I loved Aristocrats. I loved working on that. It was a lovely show. And I'm always sort of nostalgic for acting, but that was one of the things I enjoyed most.
Would you sign our Downton Abbey teapot?
Oh, sure. What's this?
How cool is this? And here it is, our cherished teapot, signed by none other than Julian Fellowes. Thank you so much for stopping and chatting with us and for signing this beautiful memento. This is actually going to become now a permanent fixture on our Downton Dish set, so you will always see it, Mr. Fellowes, as in its place of honor on our show. And now for this week's giveaway. Since the whole theme was Lady Mary and her licit weekend where she doesn't give a fig about rules, how about this beautiful tea towel that has her motto on it?
I don't care a fig about the rules.
I don't care a fig about the rules, and she doesn't. So how do you win this tea towel? Well, leave your comments below this video or tweet us at Anglophile TV and make sure that you put the hashtag the Downton Dish, because that actually helps me find your tweet later on, because our Twitter feed gets cluttered with other comments and about other subject matter. This will help me find it. Hashtag the Downton Dish, and then next week we will draw for the winner of this tea towel.
The Downton Dish towel.
So thank you so much once again for watching The Downton Dish. I'm Marlise.
I'm Elyse.
And this has been The Downton Dish.
Get your fix with The Downton Dish.